good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today we're going to talk legendary boss moves. I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
And I am Picket Fence. Today's mindfulness minute is called Space for Creativity. I give myself the gift of space where I can pursue my ideas without criticism. I allow myself to play, to express myself, to create. Don't let anyone hate on your creative activities, least of all yourself. A poem, a play, a song, a novel, a story, a painting needs room to grow apart from prying. Allow yourself a garden, some sewing or knitting. Try a new recipe. Make something with your hands. You can carry on your creative tasks quietly without making a big stir. The time will come one day when you are ready to share with others, but you don't have to rush things. Do you have a workspace, real or virtual, where you can test your crazy ideas? If not, get started on this very second. If you do have such a space, let your imagination run wild a little while in the middle of the day. Go ahead and break out the keyboard, the pencil, or the paints, the instruments, the microphones. Just be wary of prying eyes. Word up.
Word up. So as you can see, we are joined by a very special guest, and her bio is something else. I'm telling you, every time I read one of these bios, I'm like, I didn't do enough with my life. Like I haven't done enough. So yeah, she's having some mic issues for a second there. You got it? Yes, no? All right, so while she works on that, I'm gonna read a little bit of her bio. So she's originally from Cincinnati. She came to the DYT in 2012 to go to college. Shout out to the DYT. You know, I always welcome to have a newbie. She has a beautiful son, and her son gave her this awesome boost of energy and confidence to start a business. So I can't wait to talk about that, because I need to know how that happened. She does paint and sip parties. She's a event planner. Her biggest goal when she plans an event is seeing the final results of her project take shape, and everybody's at the party having a good time, and you don't even realize you're having a good time because there's so much fun going on. So welcome to the show, Miss Shay Clark, or the legendary boss herself. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Still have some problems with the mic. See, you said your son gave you the confidence to do your business. Tell us about how that all came to fruition.
Yeah, so when I moved out here in 2012, I was planning on graduating from the University of Dayton, but some personal things came up, and unfortunately I was unable to graduate. Which kind of put me in a place where I felt like I wasn't where I needed to be at that time. And the hospital also told me that I was not able to have children. So when I found out I was pregnant with my son, I actually moved to Georgia for a promotion. I was working at Dayton Job Corps at the time as a residential counselor. And so when I was promoted to Georgia, I thought I had a stomach virus, but I was actually pregnant. And so the doctors was wrong, of course. And that definitely just pushed me to do more. My mom used to work all the time, so she couldn't go to my talent shows, she couldn't go to my plays, she couldn't go to pretty much anything that I was involved in. And so she missed out on a lot. And so when I found out I was pregnant and I was having a son, I knew I wanted to I didn't want it to be the same for him. I wanted to be around. And so having my own business and having the flexibility to do so would allow me to be able to go to his basketball games or anything that he's involved in. His name is Legend. I've always wanted to be, we call it boss status. You know, when you walk in a room and everybody knows who you are. If they don't know who you are, they want to know who you are just because of what you provide and what they, the positive, things they've heard about you. And so I just put those two together and created
I like that. That's pretty fancy, and I'm glad to hear you say that. A lot of women, when they have children and their plans are kind of derailed a little bit from what they thought they were going to do or what they thought they wanted to do, they let children stop them. And then, of course, there's the resentment that comes with that and everything. So I'm glad to hear you give our listeners some insight that, having children and having boss status, you can do both. Like, one doesn't have to be sacrificed for the other. That's so important, for women to know, because so often we do let something like that stop. It's like, oh, I didn't finish school. Oh, I had a child, so I can't do this and I can't do that. So you kept going. I like that. So tell us, how did you get started with this particular business? Like, why event planning and not cake decorating or something?
You don't want me to decorate no cake. Actually, the crazy thing is I started out selling clothes. I was selling clothes, selling sunglasses, purses. My first event was through Michael T. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Michael T is the one that helped me with my first event. It was one of his festivals outside. And so once I realized that that's not something I was interested in, I dib and dabbed into candle making. I was making candles. I was selling body butter, soap. I was selling all of that. And then I'm like, no, I'm still not convinced. And so actually, I'm not even artistic. I'm just experienced with computers. And I'm a fast learner. So I learned a lot of programs very quickly. And I was into DIY projects. So I was just doing a lot of do-it-yourself projects at home just to find my niche, just to see what I was really good at. And I just fell into a video of someone making sip and paint canvases. And I just saw how fun it was and how, I'm not going to say easy, but interesting. They were very creative, and so it just allows me to be very, very creative. It allows me to step out of my comfort zone because, once again, I'm not artistic. I'm the one that would draw stick figures. And so this is definitely different, but I enjoy every minute of it.
So tell us about some of the events that you put on.
So again, I've done some of Michael T's events, some of his 420 events. I am actually like really tapped into Poetic University right now. So shout out to Poetic University. I actually have her canvas right here, so I turned her logo into a canvas. That's how tapped in I am. And I do a lot of her events. Pretty much whatever she has going on, I'm there. Whether I'm helping her sell her merchandise, helping her planning, or just listening to some of the ideas that she has. I'm always there with her. Right now, it's been a lot of Poetic University. I did an event last year in Atlanta where I was able to showcase my canvases and the other products that I was selling to Yandy Smith, which is a celebrity. She played in Love and Hip Hop of Atlanta. And so she had a pop-up shop. Yeah. So she had a pop-up shop last year during Mother's Day, in which I went, and it was a great experience. Definitely met a lot of people, was able to expand and market my brand a little bit more outside of Ohio. So I'm just literally dipping and dabbing into different events. Just collabing with different businesses. My goal this year is to lay off being a mother all the time and getting out here and hustling more, because I spend a lot of time with my son. But I had to tell him, Mama gotta make some money.
Right.
It's only so far I could go in the house.
I understand that. So, what's your favorite type of event to plan? Like, if you had it your way, money was no object, and they just say, "Hey, I want to do something for the people. I want it to be lit." What's your favorite kind of event to plan?
Talent shows. I love talent shows. I love watching people perform. I love kid talent shows. I love watching kids. Kids are so talented, and they come up with the most like craziest artistic things, and it's just like I love it. I love every minute of it. And just working for Dayton Job Corps and being around the kids, I actually was a dance coach. So we had a dance team under me at Dayton Job Corps, in which I was able to help those students there showcase their talent. And I had some wonderful dancers, great dancers. So I would either a talent show or a wedding. A wedding is definitely my goal this year, but a talent show, I would love to do a talent show.
That sounds dope. Now, with your planning, has there ever been a time where you had to plan multiple events at the same time?
No. They may be like a couple days apart, which I guess you can count that. But nothing on the same day. I try not to do the same day, but the person that I am, let's say someone books me for canvases. They want me to assist them with the sip and paint. And then I have someone else that needs canvases. That first person, as soon as they put in their deposit, their order is being created. So that next person that puts in their deposit, hers will be literally created, his or hers will be created right after that person. So I automatically start every order as soon as I get a deposit, just depending on, if I'm available at that time. But if I'm available, I will start right then and there, because I know it can get hectic and mess it up. My machine might mess up or my program might crash. So then I need to be prepared for things like that. Now, as far as like actually going to events and going out, I just do what I can. I can't be everywhere, so I try to provide support to everybody. I show support to everybody, and I'm a huge promoter. So if anybody sends me anything to my inbox, I will promote them 100%, no matter what they're doing.
Oh wow. That's good. Pickett and I are always, having this conversation about, it doesn't cost anything to support. It doesn't cost anything to share. I get it. You may not always be able to, buy my merch, but you can share my post, or, you can share my flyer. So that's real dope. And sometimes, in a city this small with this many talented people, you can kind of, pick sides or choose sides. And hearing somebody say, I promote everybody, I support everybody, it's just real dope, because it can be, kind of catty and kind of clicky, and then that just turns every
popularity contest.
Yes. And
you would think at this time, everything that we've been through with COVID, losing our jobs, we didn't have daycare providers, we've lost loved ones, things like that. You would think we would want to work together. But, I know it's not just Dayton that feels like we're in a popular contest or a competition. I'm sure it's other cities that are like that. But why do we have to be like them? Why can't we be different?
I agree.
Exactly. I agree. So you talked a little bit about, organization and, keeping your events separated. Can you give us some tips on how you stay organized, with all of the different events, or this person wants this or this person wants that? How do you keep yourself together?
So my calendar is a crazy mess right now. I have events lined up. I try to put it in my calendar as soon as someone tells me about an event, whether I just need to show my face to support or they need my assistance or whatever the case is. I put it in my calendar, because if not, I won't like I won't forget completely, but I may not forget the time. I mean, I may forget the time or the place or things like that, and then I might get another call with something. And let me tell you, everybody has something going on in February, so I need my calendar to plan it out, or I will go crazy and I will be lost in the sauce. So yes, definitely my calendar, and just staying on task and trying to plan ahead. Like I said, I start orders as soon as I get them, just so I can be done with them and give it to them at an earlier time than what they told me. That's my goal. You tell me the 15th, I'm gonna make sure you get it by the 12th or the 10th or so, so then that way you have those extra days to get ready for everything else.
Dope. Has there ever been a time that you have had difficult clients?
Yes. So a lot of people, I'm not gonna say a lot of people. Some people didn't understand the concept of sip and paint. So not necessarily going to an event and doing a sip and paint. You can also do a sip and paint at home. So I had a client, a customer, I should say. She ordered a customized canvas, and her husband wanted it painted. Again, I'm not a painter. He wanted this like, it was like a sports team. He wanted to look exactly like how it is, the logo. And I told her, ma'am, I can't do that for you. That's not what I'm selling. That's not what I'm providing. And, you know, she tried to throw extra money at me. But again, I want to make sure that it's something that you want. So I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I can do it just because you're offering me more money. I'm going to be straightforward and tell you, you're not going to like this if I paint it. Because I'm not a painter. And so she got a little offensive because some people just feel like, you know, if they throw money at you, you should be able to do it. And again, I was being honest with her, and even though she took the canvas, she still wasn't satisfied. And I don't like when my customers not satisfied. But I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather be real with them than to sit there and give them something that they paid for and they didn't even, you know what I mean? They don't like.
I like that because we've had services done by different people, and they're like, oh yeah, I can do that, or this is your idea, I can make that happen. And then when they do it, it's not right, and you're like, well, if you couldn't do it, all you had to do was say so. You know, wouldn't have been no harm, no foul, no problem. I could just find somebody else that could do it. So I appreciate you being, you know, honest and upfront and letting people know, hey, you want blood from a turnip and you just gonna get some juice because that's all that's coming out of you. So I definitely like that.
And then
so
I don't want to do that to other people, you know. I won't want to be that person. I'll be like, no, give me my money back.
Right.
I like that. So you mentioned that you make canvases, you plan events. What's like the whole line of services that you offer?
So I do have some here. Again, I can show you guys this one. So this is the Poetic University logo. So I can I play around with people's pictures, logos, and I try to turn it into a canvas. So this is just one of the things that I've tried. This is a recent one I posted on my page. I actually took the picture of House Party and turned it into a canvas. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah, we can see it, yeah.
And then I have some sports ones, Eagles versus Kansas City. I have those. I have some sorority and fraternity ones. I have all kinds of different designs, and then I also sell all natural men beard oil, no chemicals. It's great. You will love it. I'm telling you. And it's in a spray form. You can travel on the airplane with it. They're not gonna throw your stuff away.
Okay. That's
And then I
important.
also have, yes, cause y'all, we be butthurt when our stuff gets thrown away.
Right.
Man,
That good body wash and lotion and then I also have all natural hair oil as well. It is kid safe. You can also use it for your beard, in which you can also use the beard oil for your hair. So you can use either or for both.
That's dope. I like that.
That's what I
That's that.
currently
Now,
have.
how did you get into the making the oils?
So I used to sell edge control. I used to have a line of edge control. But with COVID and my supplier, it was just very difficult to keep in contact with her. She was outside of Ohio, so I had a manufacturer in a whole nother state. But the edge control was bomb, and I wanted to continue with hair products. As you can see, I have locks, and my hair gets dry, and so I have to keep it moisturized. So I was just thinking of different things to just try out. And my son was my test dummy with the hair oil, and his hair is literally like dropping. So once I start seeing that my son's hair got longer, I'm just like, I have to start selling this.
Dope.
all right. Well, Jay, your birthday's coming up, so I might have to hit her up. That'd be part of your birthday present or
I
something.
can
All
give
right.
it to you
Have to
in a
get you
bigger
together.
bottle. Yes, this can be a bigger bottle for you. Trust me.
Okay.
I like that. Like that's dope. I might need some for these curls. Yeah.
Yes, it definitely helps. Definitely helps my hair. So, and I've been getting really great reviews on it. My first customer, he was actually Caucasian. So I definitely have diverse customers. And the first time he tried it, he literally sprayed it on his beard every day. And his wife hit me up. I used to work with her at Care Source, and she's like, "Honey, he won't stop spraying that on his beard. Like every time I come in the room, he's like, babe, where's my beard oil?" And so I ended up having to get him like a jar this big, and I filled it up with beard oil for Christmas, or was it? I think it was for Christmas or some holiday, and he's been using it ever since.
Dope. That's real dope.
So, is there any like product or service that you specialize in? It's like just this is the one thing you do a lot, but this is the one thing you've perfected. Like this is it.
Canvases. I don't know how I do it because my man would be downstairs. He's like, babe, this is like tedious. I may have like some designs where it'll be like, because I have to actually peel them. I don't have a machine, so I'm like these are handmade. So everything I use is a heating press, an easy press, a Cricut machine, and a computer to make these 3 things. And I have to literally peel out the pieces that I don't want. And so sometimes it may be a design that are like extra small pieces, and I literally have to like go like this, and it takes so much time depending on how much detail it is. But I don't know how I do it. I'm still trying to figure out to this day. But I'm not gonna toot my own horn. I'm a beast when it comes to these canvases.
Hey.
Ain't nothing wrong with telling what you do.
Yes, toot.
Yes.
Word up. So with all the different things that you do, what do you do and how do you take time for self-care?
So this year is actually dedicated to self-care. Like I said earlier, last year I put a lot off because I was so focused on being a mother, which is not bad. But again, it's not going to allow my business to grow if I'm continuously in this mother mode. And so this year is just all about, I don't want to sound selfish, but me, trying to get myself together, work on myself, taking a break from that side and just focus on my business. And ever since I've started this year, I've been getting phone calls, text messages, more views on TikTok. I'm just working more, and I love it. I love the results. I love that people are starting to know me now. I'm getting invited to events, podcasts, interviews, and it's just something that I'm missing. So this is all about self-care. All this year, 2023, all self-care.
Cool. So what's your favorite thing to do for self-care?
Honestly, sit on the couch, watch me a nice show, maybe some wine or something, and just relax in the quietness, because we also have a studio. Shout out to Truth House Studios. That producer and engineer, his name is Tell the Truth. So we also have a studio down in my basement, along with my little mini store that I create all my products in. So it's always loud in my house, whether it's music playing, my son screaming like he don't know what to do with himself. So just that time of quietness. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I sit on the couch and do nothing.
That's great self-care.
That is the best self-care.
Man,
Yes.
we've
I'll
been
be
doing a
up
lot of that
quickly.
ourselves.
I would clean my house as well. I love cleaning my house.
Dope. So that's our self-care assignment for this week. Sit on the couch, do nothing with a glass of wine. Do nothing with a glass of wine. I like that. Word.
After a
So,
long
Yeah.
day.
For real. And we know how them long days are, can be.
Man, listen, because today
So-
was one of those days.
Yeah. Definitely one
Yeah.
of those days. So what's next? What's your next event you have coming up?
Oh man, I have a lot going on. I actually just met with the owner of Bleachers, Bleachers Sports Bar. That's off of Linden Avenue. When he opens up, I will be in charge of his Ladies Night Sip and Paint portion. That will be from 6 to 8. So I will definitely update you guys on that whenever that happens. February 7th, I will be at Office Depot, Miamisburg location. They're actually having a small business pop-up event. And so I will be there outside promoting myself as I usually do. And then also Poetic University as well. I support, I promote her as well whenever I'm out at events. We have the next Lost in Translation open mic night. That is February 9th. So I will have information on that. There's something called C-League basketball tournament at Dayton Sports Complex, February 11th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's through Chicken Chop. So shout out to Chicken Chop. And then I have a Black History Month event, the 25th of this month, downtown in the library. I'll be at Battle of the Bands. I will be everywhere this year or this month. So I have a lot going
I
on.
like it.
Yes, definitely. Staying busy.
Yes.
Okay. Before we get out of here, tell the people how they can get in touch with you for your services.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Facebook at Shay Clark. You can also look up Legendary Bosses. I have a Legendary Bosses page on Facebook. I am also on Instagram, Legendary Bosses. TikTok. You can email me at legendarybosses439@gmail.com for any requests or booking information. You can, like I said, hit me up on Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger. I do have like a personal number. That's 937-699-8047. If you would like to reach me by phone. If not, you can just message me on social media.
Word up. Like, and before we get out of here, we got to get into my favorite part of the show. Doom, 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 doom. Brain science, 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 science.
All right, so we've been talking about planning events and being creative. So I'm going to tell you which parts of your brain are better for which type of creative. So we process information using two very different but complementary processing styles, commonly referred to as our right brain and our left brain. The left brain is characterized as logical, realistic, and task-focused. The right brain is known to be creative, emotional, and intuitive. The left and the right sides work in a close partnership, and meeting planners depend on this fine balance of creativity and logic. Yet for many people, one mode of thinking often dominates. So when it comes to planning an event, there are lots of essential skills that the left side of the brain brings to the party, quote unquote. Your left brain is the organizer. It will gather together all the facts and create a roadmap for the event. The left brain is excellent with reports, RFPs, dealing with contracts, and figuring out your return on the investment. The left brain will also make sure that you have analytics and reporting structures in place and you will make decisions based on those reports. While your left brain plays a critical role necessary in organization, left to its own devices, it will create rather dull events. When we bring the right brain into the picture, planning an event is no longer a series of milestones and tasks. It is an expression of our ingenuity, creativity, and imagination. The right brain is not only more the imaginative half, it also is critical for dealing with typical event planning challenges such as changes in the schedule, changes in resources, incomplete information, and dealing with new groups of people. So someone who is highly biased toward left brain thinking will freeze in the face of breakdowns and take carefully made plans off the rails. Your right brain is far superior when it comes to making decisions in chaotic and unpredictable circumstances. While the left brain depends purely on facts, the right brain can deal with incomplete and up-to-the-minute changing information. It is more flexible and uses more gut instinct to reach rapid conclusions. The right brain can think on its feet, so to speak. So how do you get the best of both worlds? Glad you asked. Your right brain is not better than your left brain. The truth is we need both modes to run effective events. We need the left brain thinkers to keep us on track, set up our systems and analytics, review contracts, and create the budget. We also need the flair and imagination of the right brain to make our events sizzle, to create memorable experiences, to navigate team dynamics, and make on-the-spot decisions. To get the best out of your left and right brain processing, it can be useful to organize critical and creative information. For example, at the early stages of planning an event, you need lots of creativity and don't want to stifle the flow of ideas based on getting bogged down in details. If the left brain details come up, write them down and set them to the side. There will be plenty of time to hammer out the details later. On any given team, you can expect to have a mix of left and right brain thinkers. Much upset can be avoided if you play to people's strengths and are sensitive to these very different approaches to planning.
Word up.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely. Well, we want to thank you for being a part of the show today, and we hope that you have much success in doing the events and the canvases and all the different things you're doing. I know sometimes when you do a lot, it can be hard to maintain it, but we hope that you are able to stay steady with all the different stuff that you do.
Yes,
And maybe sometime you can come pop up at one of our events. We got a couple of events going on. So February 11th, I'll be rocking at Yellow Cab Tavern for the Bizarro Art Supply second year anniversary. And then on the 17th, word up, on the 17th, Lady Bounce is going to be at the Bear House for Phenom Friday.
Okay. But that first event is already on my schedule. I will be a little late because I have the basketball tournament that same day.
Okay.
But I definitely, yes. And check out, I do have a blog series. It's called Just Kick It, where I have other business owners, artists, different people come on the show. It can either be pre-recorded or live, and we pretty much just talk about what they have going on outside of myself, and the different projects that they're going to be, working on this year. So I'm excited about this series. And actually, your last interviewer, Kat King, I actually interviewed her as well.
Okay,
Oh,
shout out to
yeah.
Cat King.
Yes, shout out to Kat
Yeah.
King, y'all.
Word up.
Yes.
Well, thank you again for being a part of the show, and we will chat with you soon. That's our show for this week. Remember, you can find us wherever you find your favorite podcast. It's your boy Picket Fence.
I'm your girl, Lady Bounce.
We out of here. Peace.
Yeah.